Good day, everyone.
Hello and welcome. We are so excited to be here today. I'm Viknes.
And I'm Zakhwan. Today, we will be taking on you a journey through one of the most important moments in our nation history. Is it Malaysia deep independence?
That's right. Independence is not just a date, it's a story of our struggle, our unity, and our freedom.
So, sit back, get ready, and join us as well. We relive the spirit of Merdeka. Independence is not just a date on the history book. It's more than just 31st August 1957. Independence means the struggle of our people, the sacrifice of our leaders, and the strong spirit of freedom in our heart. Every time we shout Merdeka, we celebrate more than freedom. Behind the words are stories of hardship and people who gave their best so that we can live freely today. Independence was not a gift, it was earned through courage and unity. Our forefathers dreams of nation where all races could live together with respect. They wanted us to govern ourselves, to be free from colonial rule, and to build our own future. The dream became reality, but independence is not only about the past. It only reminds us of our duty to stay united, to protect peace, and keep building Malaysia into a country of justice, harmony, and progress. So Merdeka is not just about waving flag or celebrating once a year. It is about remembering the sacrifice and make sure the spirit of freedom continues to live on.
Okay, next, let's jump into the historical background. To understand why independence was so important, let us look at our history back. The British came in 1786 when they took Penang, later Singapore 1819, and Malacca in 1824. Slowly they gained control over all Malaya. Yes, they developed our economy. Malaya became a top producer of tin and rubber. But profits went to the British. Many locals stayed poor, working hard, but end up getting little in return. The British also brought in Chinese workers for tin mines and Indian workers for rubber estates. They created a multiracial society, which is Malaysia today. But at the time, communities were divided. People lived, studied, and worked separately. Unity was not encouraged. Life under a colonial rule was not easy. People had little power and many lived in hardship. Then the Japanese came during World War II. Their rule was harsh, but it also slowed that colonial powers could be defeated. The experience made people want freedom even more. After the war, political movements grew. UMNO was formed in 1946 to fight against the Malaya Union. The MCA and MIC joined under in later. Together, they formed the Alliance Party. They show unity across the races. The British saw that the people were ready to govern themselves. This was the starting point of our independence journey. We jump into the Merdeka Declaration 1957. On the morning of 31st August 1957, history was made at the Stadium Merdeka in Kuala Lumpur. Thousands of people from across the country gathered with excitement, waiting for a new beginning. The atmosphere was full of pride and emotion as the Union Jack, the flag of colonial rule, was lowered for the last time. Soon after, the Jalo Gemilang was raised high, showing that Malaya was now free and independent. The most powerful moment came when Tunku Abdul Rahman, the first Prime Minister, lifted his hand and shouted Merdeka 7 times. Each shout echoed through the stadium, carrying the spirit of freedom, unity, and hope. It was more than just a word, it was a promise of dignity and a brighter future. What made the day even more special was the unity of the people. Malay, Chinese, and Indian, and other communities stood side by side, celebrating together. The cheers, waving flags, and happy tears show that independence was not only about politics but also about living together as one nation. Even today, that movement continues to inspire Malaysians. It reminds us that our freedom was achieved through struggle and cooperation. The spirit of Merdeka is still alive in the hearts of every citizen who values peace, harmony, and national pride.
Independence in 1957 was just the beginning. A few years later, on 16 September 1963, Malaysia was formed. Malaya, Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore joined together. It was not just about geography. It was about building a stronger nation. But this was not easy. Indonesia opposed the merger. Sukarno launched the policy of confrontasi, sending troops to our borders. The Philippines also claimed Sabah inside Malaysia. There were challenges too. Then in 1965, Singapore left Malaysia. It was painful separation, but it allowed both countries to grow in their own ways. Despite this challenge, Malaysia remained strong. Today, 16 September is celebrated as Malaysia Day. It reminds us that despite difference, unity can make us stronger. The formation of Malaysia serves as testament to spirit of federal unity. It symbolizes the determination to overcome external threats and internal differences in order to build a stable and sovereign nation. Today, 16 September is celebrated as Malaysia Day, a reminder of importance of unity in diversity and the resilience that has carried the nation through its formative challenges.
Next, we go through post-independence nation building. Independence was the first step. The next step was building the nation. Education was a top priority. Schools were built everywhere, even in the village. Later, universities and colleges were established. Education gave opportunities and also helped unite people from different backgrounds. The government also developed infrastructure like roads, bridges, hospitals, and housing. This improved the quality of life and connected the rural life and urban areas. But economic gaps were still there. In 1971, the new economic policy was introduced to reduce poverty and balance opportunities between races. It challenges, but it lifted many people from poverty. Later, Vision 2020 was introduced by Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. It gave Malaysians a dream to become a fully developed country by 2020. It encouraged progress in technology, education, and industry. Today, Malaysia continues its journey with a concept of Malaysia Madani. It focuses on inclusivity, compassion, and innovation. It reminds us that development should be people-centered.
Now we can see example and lesson. When we look at the other countries, we see different paths of independence. Indonesia declared independent in 1945, but they had to fight a long and bloody revolution before it was recognized. Their struggle shows the high cost of freedom. Malaysia's path was different. We achieved independence through negotiation and unity. No guns, no war, but determination and diplomacy. This shows up that unity and wise leadership can achieve great things. Even today, some countries face riot, divisions, and instability. For us, this is independence is not only about breaking free from colonial rule. It is about protecting unity and peace in a changing world. The real challenge is not to celebrate Merdeka once a year, but to live the value of Merdeka every day.
Okay, next, we jump into the current issues related to independence. So, what does independence mean today? It is more than freedom from a colonial rule. It is about how we face modern challenges. First, unity. Malaysia is a diverse, and that is our strength. But sometimes issues of racism or intolerance arise. If we not manage it, they can break harmony. The true independence means standing together and not apart. Okay. Second, political stability and fake news. Social media spreads information fast, but sometimes it could be spread lie news. Okay. Fake news can divide people and reduce trust in leaders. So we must be careful and be informed. And the third is sovereignty in the modern age. Today, threats are not just on land and sea, they are also online. Cybersecurity, territorial disputes, and digital safety are all part of defending independence today. So independence is not just about 1957, it is about what we do now and in the future to protect our unity, peace, and freedom.
Independent life in the story of our people, but the older generation, it was a dream come true. They remember hearing Tunku voice on the radio or being at Stadium Merdeka itself. For them, Merdeka meant freedom, dignity, and a new beginning. For today, youth, independent means opportunity, education, careers, freedom to express ideas, but it also means responsibility to preserve unity and to keep the sacrifice of the past alive. Most important, independence was not achieved by one race alone. It was cooperation of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and the many community of Sabah and Sarawak. Together, they built a free nation. That unity is what we must continue to protect.
Independence is not just a history, it's a trust, a responsibility passed from one generation to another. Every time we see the Jalur Gemilang, we are reminded of the sacrifices made for us. Every smile of our Malaysians of different races shows us the harmony we must protect. To be truly independent is to rise above differences, to live in peace, and to build progress for our future generation. Our journey as a nation never ends, it continues with us. So as we celebrate today, let us remember independence is not just a story of the past, it is a duty for the future. Last word from us.
Selamat Hari Kebangsaan Malaysia.
Tanah airku.